I'll tell anybody that in business, one of the biggest challenges is cash flow. And in a business like ours, where we have extremely thin profit margins, it's even more critical. Our business is our people, and our people live in areas that were highly affected by COVID. Johnson Security is a third-generation family-owned security services firm based in the Bronx. My grandparents, Dorothy and Wilbert Johnson, founded the company in 1962 in their home. They saw entrepreneurship as a way to create opportunities, not only for themselves and their children, but also for the people in their community. Community is extremely important to our family and to our business. We are currently in the same neighborhood where my brother and I grew up. Our father was a state assemblyman, and he represented the area where we live, where we're now sitting. And he thought that it was important to give back to the people who had helped raise him. And so my brother and I continue to realize the importance of not only taking from the community, but building back up the communities in which we do business and in which we live.
New York City declared the
Several
U.S.
states are issuing stay-at-home directives. About 1 in 8
We are considered an essential business, and so many of our team members didn't have the opportunity to work from home. And they weren't in a position where they had significant savings and they could afford not to work. Because community is so important to Johnson Security, we look to partner with organizations that have strong ties to their local communities. And we found that with Webster Bank. Webster was instrumental in helping Johnson Security stay afloat once the shutdown began around New York City. Our banker, Jim Linfranchi, reached out to me early in the pandemic and gave me a checklist of things that I should do with respect to our finances, with respect to our debt service, as well as with respect to our insurance, to make sure that we would be on a good footing. And then once the prospect of PPP was announced, our bankers from Webster talked to us about how to best prepare, and then they walked us through the application. And even though we've heard that a lot of minority-owned businesses were not successful in receiving PPP funding, we were able to get a PPP loan thanks to the assistance of our friends at Webster Bank, and it's made all the difference. The assistance from Webster helped us to keep people working, to be able to pay them, and then for them in turn to be able to maintain their families through what's been such a treacherous experience with COVID-19. No one could have anticipated what 2020 had in store. And it's hard to forecast what's going to come in the future, but I am extremely optimistic about what's in store for Johnson Security, our employees, and our partners.